Hi guys, and welcome on this video. Today we are gonna make a lamp. Yes, another one. But first of all, I would like to thank all of you to make this channel pass 1800 subscribers. Thank you so much. So, let's talk about this lamp. It's made of 6 pieces, one top, 2 short sides, 2 long and a bottom. The sides are jointed using miter joint to keep a continuous grain around the lamp, and the top is also assembled using miters to get a jointless result. The bottom is butt jointed because it will be painted, and I believe that joint reinforces the assembly. You will find a detailed plan in the description. The first step is to draw the outline of the pieces on the board I use to check my dimension and be sure I keep a continuous grain during cuts. As I choose to use pine shelf board to make this project, I have to rip it down. To do this, I use a circular saw, but a table saw would be a better tool. So I set the depth and the fence of my saw to my measurements. Then I cut the board to the right width. And I cross-cut the sides of the lamp and labeled all the parts to be sure I keep a continuous grain. And as before, a table saw would be a better tool. I use a part previously cut as a reference to be sure to have identical opposite sides. Just a warning, to cut the miter edges, I use a miter saw, but it's not the safest tool to make these cuts, especially on pieces of that size. But as I don't have a table saw, I do it at my own risks. So I cut the miter on 3 sides of the side parts. Now it's time to assemble the box. To do this, I use the tape method to clamp all 4 sides. Then I check for square before letting the glue dry. During this time, I cut the top and the bottom on a new shelf board, just because I'm making 6 lamps at the same time. To get the most accurate top and bottom dimension, I trace the shape of the box using the glue up and cut them, a little bit off the line for the bottom. The next big step is to drill hole for the switch and the light socket. To do this, I use a Forstner bit. You have to refer to your switch and socket for the right size. I have to reduce the thickness of the top piece to let the switch stand out enough to be screwed. So I use a big Forstner bit with the depth top of my drill press. The socket hole is drilled using a hole saw. Then I switch back to the miter saw to cut the miter on top pieces. This step is optional, but I added some spacer because I didn't want my socket and bulb to be protruding. Then a light sanding before attaching the socket. I use a dedicated hole to screw on the socket, and in the same time you have to attach the switch and do all the wiring. The last glue up is the top and the bottom, which close the lamp one for all. You may notice a hole in the bottom. It's because I didn't have my switch at this time, so I had to keep a way to access the inside. I will do the final wiring later. Hopefully I get 2 hole saws with a complementary diameter. It's now time to drill the cable hole, which have to be done earlier before the final glue up, but I forget it. Then the finishing touches, like flush trimming the bottom with my router. And, still with the router, I rounded the corner only on the long side to add more character to the final piece. The final step, sanding with various grits. And I skipped the painting process to show you the final piece.